You bet. Part of what you say is what you ask is a cultural question, which is, so these are people. I mean, look at it from our perspective. These are people who we gave loaded guns with live ammunition and fired in anger in defense of our liberty and freedom. So you can't then turn around and say, oh, by the way, we trust you to do all that, but we're not sure what you're going to do with your health information if we give it to you. We're afraid you're going to lose it. You might leave it in a parking lot or your car, right? So there's a cultural question that needs to be addressed here, which is, as long as we have it, as long as it's behind our firewall, we're absolutely, the way that Michael said is perfect, right? It's the highest level of trust, it's the highest standards of security, and the best privacy that money can buy, right? So we're doing all that, and we're doing that really, really well. Once it's outside of our firewall, the best that we can do is make sure that people know how sensitive this information is. You lose your credit card, you call your bank. You lose your health information, it's a problem. It could be a big one. The second thing that we're doing, and you alluded this a couple seconds ago, we're moving out of this proprietary realm, right? And I harp on this a lot, not just because it opens the aperture to innovation, opens the aperture of opportunity, economic opportunity for small innovators to gain access to the $5 billion that MHS and VA spend on healthcare every year, but because it's more secure. Making sure that folks see the software that we're running, that they know where the holes are, that they can help us identify and plug those holes. Open source is the best way to ensure that you're running a safe, secure, and private system. It's counterintuitive. People don't realize that. But between those two, the cultural transformation of trusting people with their information and the way that we're now building out this new system that Michael's helping to lead, those two things are really going to make a much better system.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. The idea of, with open source, you can see the bits. I mean, so if you can see the bits, you can secure the bits. I mean, I've been through all the arguments of open source security versus proprietary, but with open source, you can see what the bits look like. Yeah. With proprietary source code, you don't necessarily know what's there. Yeah. So that's a good point.
We've established a so-called open source custodian called OSERA, O-S-E-H-R-A, osera.org. I invite your listeners to check that out, where we've already assembled dozens of assets, hundreds of companies, thousands of people are already looking at our software, starting to pull it down. In some cases, they're selling it, which we encourage. In some cases, they're pulling back into the federal service, which we love. But we're making it more secure because people can look at it. More eyes, more brains, more secure.
Right.